Hello students, let us continue our discussion on current electricity and few more problems today. The first problem of today's session is 27th one as of the order is concerned and is as follows. Three 4-volt batteries with their internal resistances zero point 0.1 ohm, zero point 0.2 ohm and zero point 0.3 ohm are connected in parallel. The combination is connected across 2 ohm resistor, external resistor. Calculate the equivalent EMF and equivalent internal resistance. This is the first sub question. Then second, the current through the external resistance. Third, the terminal potential difference TPD across each cell. Okay, this is the 27th question which we are going to take now. What do we have in the given data? We have three batteries. Batteries in the sense cells, nothing else. Okay, batteries provide little higher voltage, but cells provide little less. That's the only difference. Okay, cell and battery are one and the same as of this EMF and voltage factor is concerned, and the relation between EMF, voltage, and internal resistance, all of them work in the same way for both the cell and the battery. Okay, so according to uh, the given data, we have three 4-volt batteries. Okay, so all those three 4-volt batteries has got 4 volt of EMF. Okay, so when they say three 4-volt batteries, they are referring to the EMF of each cell or each battery. So each battery has 4 volt of EMF, all those three with their internal resistances. But even though they have the same EMF, their internal resistances are not the same. As you can see, one battery has the internal resistance 0.1 ohm and the other has 0.2 ohm and the last one has 0.3 ohm. So internal resistance is different for the given batteries, and these batteries are connected in parallel. Okay, and then the combination is connected across 2 ohm resistor. Okay, let me draw the circuit for this. Okay, what do we have here is three 4-volt batteries of different internal resistance connected in parallel across an external resistance. Okay, so this is how the combination looks like. So this resistor is of 2 ohm resistance, and all these three batteries has 4-volt EMF, but different internal resistance. Let me call this battery has 0.1 ohm and this has zero point 0.2 ohm, this has zero point 0.3 ohm. This is the situation. This is the external resistance, and these three are the cells or batteries connected in parallel like this. Okay, this is the circuit of the diagram. Now what do we need to calculate? The equivalent EMF and equivalent internal resistance has to be calculated first. Okay, so equivalent resistance, let me work for equivalent internal resistance first, then I'll take equivalent EMF. So equivalent internal resistance, the same formula that we know, 1 by R equivalent is equal to, since we have three internal resistances, it is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So it's 1 by R equivalent is equal to, what is R1? It is 0.1 ohm plus R2 is 0.2 ohm, R3 is 0.3 ohm. Make use of calculator to get 1 by okay, this will be 10, this will be 5, and this will be 3.33 something. Add them, take the reciprocal. Okay, do the mathematical steps by yourself. And finally, after doing all of them, you should get the equivalent internal resistance is equal to 0.0545 ohm. Okay, that's it. Very easy. Okay, you do the math. Okay, then we have R equivalent with us. Next, equivalent EMF of parallel combination. What is the formula? Formula of equivalent EMF of parallel combination says EMF of equivalent EMF by R equivalent is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus E3 by R3, right? And now this has to be found. This is found already, okay? So E equivalent by 0.0545 is equal to, what is E1? 4 by R1 0.1 plus E2 4 again, R2 0.2 plus E3 4 volt again, R3 0.3. Once again, make use of calculator and simplify and get the value of equivalent EMF, okay, which is equal to, after calculation, you'll get the equivalent EMF equal to 4 volt. Yeah, you can keep this much in mind, okay? We have actually discussed this. When we have equal cells connected in parallel, we will have the same EMF as of each cell has with the equivalent EMF, okay? So when we have cells of equal EMF connected in parallel, the equivalent EMF will be equal to EMF of each cell, which is 4 volt itself, okay? So that we knew, okay, we have obtained it. You do the math first, okay? Don't take the condition directly, do the math and obtain the equivalent EMF, which is equal to 4 volt. So the first sub question is answered now. Moving forward for the next sub question, the current through the external resistance. So this current flowing through them, the final current has to be found. Now we have found equivalent EMF and equivalent internal resistance. So I can redraw this circuit with this kind of equivalent circuit like this. So this will have equivalent EMF of E equivalent and equivalent internal resistance of R equivalent, and this is an external resistance R, this which is 2 ohm. Okay, this is how the equivalent circuit look like. And now what we need is current in the circuit, right? Very simple. We know that the current I is equal to, okay, this is the second sub question which I am answering now, and this is first. Current in the circuit like this is equal to, I is equal to E by R plus R, right? And what is E equal to? E is E equivalent here, because the total current has to be found, which is 4 divided by capital R is 2, small r is 0.0545, which is equal to, should be closely equal to 2 ampere, but it's 1.947. Okay, 1.947 ampere. So this is the solution for the second sub question that we have in the given question, 27th one. Moving forward for the next, the third sub question, the TPD across each cell, terminal potential difference across each cell. Okay, see, since the combination is parallel, all the cells and the external resistance will have same terminal potential difference, same voltage maintained across their terminals, right? Because it's parallel combination. So if I get the voltage across this 2 ohm resistor, that is enough to get the voltage across each cell, because they are all equal, isn't it? Because it is parallel combination, right? So now going for the third sub question, they are asking us to get voltage across each of them, TPD. If I get TPD or voltage across this, that would be enough. So now I have the current through this and the internal and the resistance of this external resistance, resistor connected here. It's all about getting voltage across it. So it's quite simple, making use of Ohm's law, right? Ohm's law gives us the answer for the third sub question. Ohm's law says V is equal to IR. Okay, Ohm's law is applied across this resistor is equal to, what is the current through this resistor? Current through this resistor is 1.947 into, what is the resistance of the resistor? It is 2 volt. 2 ohm. So the voltage across that is the product of these two, which is 3.894 volt. So this is the voltage across the resistor, which itself will be the voltage across this cell and this cell, because all these four devices, 3 cells and resistor, are connected in parallel combination. Okay, parallel combination, voltage is same. Clear with this? So this is the solution for 27th question. Okay, the next question, 28th, is as follows. Two identical cells, either in series or in parallel combination, gives the same current of 0.5 ampere through external resistance of 4 ohm. Find the EMF and internal resistance of each cell. So now this is a different kind of question, okay, where we have two cells, identical cells, okay, both has got same EMF and same internal resistance. Then we call them as identical cells. Two identical cells, first connected in series, then connected in parallel across this resistor, are giving us the same current of 0.5 ampere. So in both the situations of series combination and parallel combination, the cells gives us 0.5 ampere of current. Okay, so let me write both the situation. In the first situation, we have two cells connected in series with an external resistance of 4 ohm like this. So since they are same cells, I can write the EMF as E comma R and E comma R. R is the internal resistance. This is the first situation, right? And in this situation, current is 0.5 ampere. Coming to the second situation, in the second situation, we have two cells, the same two cells connected in parallel across the same external resistor of 4 ohm. So even now it is EMF E, internal resistance small r, same. And even this time the current is 0.5 ampere itself. Okay, so this is the situation now. First, cells in series giving us the same current when connected to 4 ohm external resistance. Then the same two cells in parallel giving us the current of 0.5 ampere itself when connected to the same external resistance of 4 ohm. Now we should work on get the values of E and R. Okay, first applying the combination of cells for this particular situation, we have the equivalent cell. If I write, that would be somewhat like this: E equivalent, R equivalent, 4 ohm, 0.5 ampere, right? So what is E equivalent equal to? E equivalent equal to E1 plus E2, right? Because cells are in series. So since E1 is E, E2 is also E because they are identical cells, okay? E equivalent becomes equal to 2 times E, okay? And now similarly, what is R equivalent equal to? R equivalent equal to R1 plus R2, and for this R equivalent is equal to simply 2R. And now, since applying the relation for current expressed in terms of equivalent EMF and internal resistance and external resistance, we have the relation I is equal to E by R plus R, and here E is E equivalent, R is R equivalent, okay. So what is E equivalent? E equivalent is 2 times E, right? Careful while writing E like this, okay, because this is epsilon, right? You can write E like this also, that's also fine, but generally we make use of this kind of E for expressing EMF, okay, but you shouldn't write this is epsilon, okay, right. 2E divided by, what is external resistance? It is 4 ohm plus, what is R equivalent? 2R. Now, let me make few changes in this equation. Look at this. Let me bring, what is I? I is 0.5 ampere, right? So it is going to be 0.5 into, okay, 0.5 into 4 plus 2R, 4 plus 2R is equal to 2E, right? Now simplifying this, 0.5 into 4 is 2, 0.5 into 2R is simply R, is equal to 2E. Keep this as equation 1, okay. Now applying the combination of cells for this particular combination, here R equivalent is equal to R by 2. You can directly write, okay, not a problem, because the resistors are equal, okay, and within bracket you write R, since R1 is equal to R2, okay. So R equivalent is R by 2, and the formula says E equivalent is equal to, okay, you can write E equivalent is equal to E, since both are E1 is equal to E2, right? You know that when you have two cells of equal EMF connected in parallel, the equivalent EMF is also equal to EMF of single cell, right? You can write it, or you do the math once, E equivalent, put the formula once. This is always suggested since it is a board examination problem. We want detailed answers. E equivalent by R equivalent is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. So you simplify this, E equivalent, R equivalent is 2R is equal to E1 is E by R plus E by R, which is 2E by R. So R and R cancels, E equivalent should become equal to E, right? Oh, just a minute. Yeah, here is the mistake. It is not 2R, it is R by 2. So 2 goes to the numerator. So R and R cancels, this 2 and this 2 cancels, and you have E equivalent is equal to E. So you have equivalent resistor, R equivalent is equal to R by 2, and equivalent EMF which is equal to E. Now the equivalent circuit for this combination looks like this. EMF is simply E equivalent, which is E itself, comma, R equivalent, external resistance R 4 ohm, current is still 0.5 ampere. Clear? Okay. So now the same formula will apply, which says I is equal to E equivalent. This is for parallel combination. Okay. E equivalent by R plus R equivalent. What is E equivalent for parallel combination? Equal to simply E. R is 4 ohm. What is R equivalent for parallel combination? Equal to, it is R by 2, right? The current is still 0.5 ampere. So now current is 0.5 and this comes here and gets multiplied. 0.5 into 4 plus R by 2 is equal to E. Simplify this. So it's 4 into half is 2 plus R by 4, it will become, or you can keep it 0.25 R is equal to E. Name this as equation 2. So now we have two simultaneous equations and we need the values of E and R from these two equations. Right. Let me multiply this equation by 2, okay, to get small r first. Multiplying equation 2 by 2, okay. Equation 2 into 2 will give me 4 plus 0.5 r is equal to 2e. Let me call this as equation 3. So now equation 1 minus equation 3 will give me 2 plus r is equal to 2e and 4 plus 0.5 r is equal to 2e. So minus, 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 they cancel and it is r minus 0.5 r is 0.5 r and this is positive. So 2 minus 4 is minus 2. So 0.5 r is equal to 2 and hence r is equal to 0.5 comes here and becomes 4 ohm. Okay, we have one of the result, equivalent internal resistance of each cell given by 4 ohm. Okay, now it's time to find E. Okay, put this value of R into any one of the equation. Let me take equation 1 itself. From equation 1 it will become 2 plus 4 is equal to 2E. 2 plus 4 is 6 is equal to 2E and hence E is equal to 3 volt. So which means that when you have EMF of 3 volt and internal resistance of 4 ohm, even though when you connect those two cells, the identical cells of this EMF and that internal resistance either in series or in parallel with 4 ohm external resistance, in both the situation you will get 0.5 ampere and 0.5 ampere of current itself. Clear? Good. Yeah, you have direct formulae given for the solution of this in the reference. But again, if you can memorize that formula also, that is fine, you can do it. But this is bit lengthy, but you don't need to memorize more formula. Okay, the basic formulae are enough to solve this problem, and you can stick with basic formula and do the simplification, get the answers. Okay. So the next question, 29th, is a easy question, is it? Which is as shown and is dependent on Kirchhoff's first law, current law, KCL. Okay. So in the figure shown below, find I1 and I3. So this is the circuit that we have here, which looks pretty much like a complex circuit. But again, Kirchhoff's current law is the law which will help us in solving for I1 and I3. Let me first solve for I1 here. Look at this. Let me name the points as A, B and C. Okay. So I'll write it detailedly. Applying KCL for node A. Okay. At point A, I am now going to apply Kirchhoff's current law, KCL. What does KCL state? KCL states that total current entering the node is equal to total current leaving the node. Okay, keep this much in mind, that's enough. Now, what is the current, total current entering? Look at this, 2 ampere is coming in, 3 ampere is also coming in, 1 ampere going out, I1 going out. So, applying KCL, I can write total current entering is 2 plus 3, right? 2 plus 3 entering is equal to total current leaving is 1 plus I1. Clear? Very easy. So, simplifying this, we will get I1 is equal to 2 plus 3, 5 minus 1, 4 ampere. That's it. We have the value of I1. Now, the other factor that we need is I3, right? But look at this. If we need I3, we should have the data of all other currents, like this current and this current. But we don't know what is this current, which is named as I2. So, in order to get I3, first I should solve for I2 and then put that I2 value for the node C to get I3. So, let me apply Kirchhoff's current law, KCL, for node B first, because now we know what is I1, which is 4 ampere. Okay, total current entering point B is I1, which is 4 ampere entering. 1 ampere here is also entering, and I2 is leaving the node. So, total current entering is 4 plus 1 is equal to I2, right? So, very simple, I2 is equal to 5 ampere. Now, coming to point C, we can get I3 easily. Again, applying KCL for point C, what's the current entering? It's only I2 which is entering, right? This 4 ampere and this I3 are leaving. So, I2 is 5 ampere, which we have already calculated. So, it is 5 is equal to leaving, the current which is leaving circuit is 4 plus I3, and hence 4 comes here, 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 ampere is the value of I3. That's it. What we needed were the values of I1 and I3, and here we have I1 and I3 obtained. Clear? Very easy. Apply. We are making use of KCL here to get the values. Okay, the next question, 30th, is as follows. And in the question, this question is again dependent on Kirchhoff's law, but this time it is Kirchhoff's voltage law, KVL. Okay, we need to apply KVL to solve this circuit. Look at the question. Find the current I2 in the circuit shown below. Okay, so we have to find the current I2 in the circuit. Okay, the normal Ohm's law related formulae, V is equal to IR, and the normal cell related formula, I is equal to E by R plus R, they will not work here, they won't work here. Instead, we should go for KVL when you have cells connected with external resistance and current asked in one of the branch of the cell. Okay, so now we have to go for this particular, just a minute. So let us solve the question. Again, KVL is what we are going to make use of to solve this question. Before I apply KVL to this circuit, let me redraw the circuit in such a way that it becomes convenient for us to apply KVL to the circuit. Okay, I'm just going to redraw it. Okay, the same circuit. I'll put the first cell here and then the second cell here, which is actually the combination is in parallel combination with the external resistance. Okay, the same circuit. This is the common point which I have split to look like this. Okay, both of them are the same circuits. Now this is the current I1, which is always expected. The current is expected to be in this direction because here you have the positive terminal of the battery, and current always goes from positive terminal. So this current is I1, and the EMF of this is 2 volt, internal resistance of this is 1 ohm. And here you have the current I2 with the EMF of the cell given by 4 volt and internal resistance of the cell given by 2 ohm. Both the currents combine together to become I1 plus I2 and go through this external resistor 3 ohm. Okay, this is the complete picture. The same circuit I have redrawn. What we need is current I2. This current is what we need. Let me name the points, the nodes as follows: A, B, C, D. Okay, that doesn't look good. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so this is how I have named it: A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, applying Kirchhoff's voltage law, KVL, for two loops here. Okay, one of the loop that I am going to consider is this A, because I only have two loops here. Okay, and when I apply KVL to these two loops, this and this, I am going to get two simultaneous equations, and upon solving those two equations, I can get I2. Okay, let me work for that. So first, for AB, D, C, A. Okay, A, B, D, C, A in this way. Okay, this is how I am going to apply KVL for this loop of AB, D, C, A. In this loop, what we have in the first place is a cell, right? But that cell has an internal resistance of 1 ohm. Okay, let me represent that internal resistance using a small resistor symbol like this. Same with this. Okay, so this is how I have represented the internal resistance. Okay, this is not the external resistance, this is just the internal resistance of the same cell here, which I have expressed or shown like this in order to apply KVL effectively. Okay, so while I go like this, I first encounter a cell here, and I first get the positive terminal of the cell. So I should put minus of the EMF, isn't it? Are you clear with KVL? Okay, so first I encounter the cell with positive terminals. So minus 2 volt is the EMF that I should put here, because I first touch the positive terminal, and then I move ahead and get a resistor here of 1 ohm of the same cell actually, through which current I1 is flowing. Okay, so now it is 1, or IR is what I should put, right? I1 into 1 ohm, right? I1R is what I should put. So I1 into R, right? But again, I1 is flowing in the opposite direction of my traversal, because I am going like this clockwise, but I1 is actually going in the opposite direction. So I should put minus I1 into 1. Clear? Okay, so this part of the loop is done. Next, I move forward like this, and while moving forward like this, I get the resistor once again here of resistance 2 ohm and current I2 flowing through this part. So it is I2 into 2, but look at this, the direction of flow of current and direction of my traversal are one and the same, so I'll put plus here. Then what I see is a cell again, and that cell has the EMF of 4 volt, and I touch the negative terminal of the cell while the traversal first. So it is positive EMF that I should put, plus 4 volt. Clear with the KVL? Okay, so and before you apply KVL, I always suggest you to write the KVL once, a summation or sigma IR is equal to sigma EMFs E. Okay. So, this is the general form of KVL and this is the KVL applied to this loop. First cell EMF 2 volt, since I touch the positive terminal of the cell first, so minus 2 volt. Then I move ahead, I get the resistor of 1 ohm and I1 is the current flowing through this resistor, but the direction of current is opposite. So, I put minus I11 and then I move ahead and see another resistor of 2 ohm through which the current I2 is flowing in the same direction of traversal. So, I put I2 into 2 is equal to, next I have one more cell here of EMF 4 volt, but I touch the negative terminal of the cell first. So, it is plus 4. Clear? Okay, let me simplify this. So, after simplifying this, I get minus I1 plus I2 is equal to, minus I1 plus 2I2 is equal to 2. Okay. So, this is equation number 1 that we get after applying KVL for the loop A, B, D, C, A. Similarly, applying KVL for the loop C, D, F, E, C. Okay, for the loop C, D, F, E, C, C, D, F, E, C. Now look, I start from C, move like this and end at C again. Okay. So now first what I see is a cell again, and that cell has the EMF of 4 volt, but I touch the positive terminal of the cell. So I put minus 4 volt. Then moving ahead, I see a resistor here and the current of I2 is flowing through that resistor, but the direction of current is opposite to the direction of my traversal. So I put minus I2 into 2 here in the LHS, okay, because the direction of current is opposite. Then I move ahead and see one more resistor here, and this resistor is of resistance 3 ohm, but the current of I1 plus I2 is flowing through the resistor. The total current of I1 plus I2 is flowing through the resistor, and that direction of flow is again opposite to the direction of traversal, right? I am coming like this and the current is going opposite. So, it is again minus I1 plus I2 into what? Into 3. Now, let me simplify this. After simplifying this, I will get 2I2 minus 3I1 minus 3I2 is equal to minus 4. Okay. And here you have minus 2I2 minus 3I2 is minus 5. So, minus 3I1 minus 5I2 is equal to minus 4. Okay. So, I keep this as equation 2. Now, simplify equation 1 and 2. So, what do we have here? It is 3I1 and 5I2. Okay, let me multiply equation 1 by 3. So, multiplying equation 1 by 3, I get minus 3I1 plus 6I2 is equal to 6. And equation 2 is as follows: minus 3I1 minus 5I2 is equal to minus 4. Now, it is positive, positive, subtracting them, okay, positive. So, minus 3I1 plus 3I1 cancels, plus 6 plus 5, it is 11I2 is equal to 6 plus 4 is 10. So, what we have here is I2 is equal to 10 by 11 ampere, which is close to 0.9 ampere. That's it. Okay. We have the value of I2, and that is what we were supposed to find, and we have found it. Thank you.